So the reason to do this video is that we want to show you what is a roadmap to become a Q grader. So Q grading in short basically is Q stands for quality. So it's a quality grader. The Q grading exam is conducted by CQI, the Coffee Quality Institute. The exams happen globally. So basically in short, a Q grader is a person who basically tastes the coffee and scores the coffee on the parameters which are there in the cupping sheet. And he or she has the right to sign the coffee and assign the score of the coffee. That score is basically valid on the London and New York Stock Exchange. So Q grading is about scoring the coffees and tasting the coffees and understanding the attributes of coffee. So the field of coffee is not entirely as such structured. There is no 10 standard, then 11 standard and 12 standard. You gotta kind of figure out yourself as to where do you want to go. With so many unstructured things, so many variables in coffee, which is exciting. Q grading is one of the things which is one of the most structured exam that I've come across. It is pretty much watertight and it gives you a great structure of your learning and your growth. So before you get your Q grading done, you should be answering the question, why do you want to be a Q grader? What I genuinely believe is that to get your Q grading done, you should have a great intention behind it. You should not be thinking that once you are a Q grader, your life or your career in coffee is absolutely set, because a Q grader without the right kind of experience is kind of not as helpful, and at the same time it is not a starting point, neither is it like the destination. It should not, Q grading should not be treated as a starting point of your career, neither should you take Q grading as the destination that you want to be and then your life would be set. There has to be a great balance of your experience in coffee, your knowledge in coffee, and the Q grading certificate definitely amplifies that then. A super important point that you should know about Q grading is that it is not a course, it is an exam, alright? So you're basically taking up an exam, and any exam taken without your prior preparation, it's not going to be resulting in anything great. My opinion is that you should be taking a Q grading examination after a certain point of time. Like you've prepped for that. Maybe you've cupped for at least a year or so. You've tasted various different coffees. You've tasted the same coffee roasted in different profiles. So, you know, all these things are super important before you start going for the Q grading. It won't be possible for you to crack the exam without you having an experience of cupping a lot of coffee. So that's super critical. Don't take it in a way that they will be teaching you over there. It is going to be like a recap, and it will be assumed that you have already had an experience in coffee for a while. You've tasted the coffees a lot and you have built up your palate with a lot of other exercises. So that is extremely important for you to know that. And when I say that you need experience, there is a way of having that experience and reaching that level. Certain things being keep cupping the coffees every single day. Don't miss out on a single day. It is almost like cupping is basically, I take it as riyaz. You know what singing, in singing you do riyaz. In coffee, irrespective of whatever field you are in, cupping becomes the riyaz so that you can keep tasting the coffees in a better way. So the preparation for the exam starts at least 6 months before the exam is there. You need to take care of your diet. You need to ensure you're not drinking anything aerated, or you're not having too spicy or salty food, and you're keeping your palate super sensitive to different tastes. Look, this is my approach. There are different people doing different things, but that is what my approach was. And it definitely worked. The second thing is that you need to understand the structure of the exam, how it is, how the entire exam is going to be. Q grading is divided into 22 tests, out of which only one test is about theory. In the theory, you need to score 75 out of 100. But that is kind of fairly easy once you have been into the coffee field, and there is again no set coffee books for that or a course for that, but you got to keep learning and reading about it from different sources. So it's quite critical for you to understand what the structure of this Q grading exam is about. There are 22 tests in this, and the student needs to pass all the 22 exams. So let's say if somebody has passed 16 tests and 6 are to go, till the time you haven't completed the entire 22 tests and passed, you will not basically be a licensed Q grader. The reason you need to understand the structure of this examination is so that you can simulate that in your environment at your home. Once you've understood the structure, it becomes fairly easy for you to start simulating and start practicing at home wherever you are. So you can start that as soon as possible. My suggestion would be give yourself enough amount of time that you can taste a lot of coffees and be pretty confident about what you're tasting, what your sensory glands are reacting like, and how you can express the coffees and could you find the defects or not. To understand the structure of this examination better, we've given you a downloadable version on the PDF below in the comment section. A very critical thing that you need to remember is where you're taking the examination. Definitely sort out your visa, your travel, your stay, and ensure that you can still keep cupping in that situation, in that place. When I had to go to Australia, I made sure that I'm there at least like 2 months. I was there for 3 months actually, and I made sure that I've been cupping. My cupping practices do not stop. So in fact, I cupped at a lot of different roasteries, a lot of different cafes, and a lot of people helped me out in this. So definitely ensure your travel plans and your visa and everything is sorted out. My last point, my last closing point for this would be it is very important that you find a mentor to crack your Q grading examination. Not everything can be learned over internet or your social media because you can't taste a coffee over social media. What a mentor would do is basically he or she will guide you through on the cupping sessions, on the tasting sessions, practical knowledge, approaching different coffees, approaching the strategies that have been developed over a period of time. That definitely helps. And not every test can be simulated at home, and this becomes a very great structure for you to have somebody guiding you through that. So for me, having a mentor worked big time. And speaking of mentors, I want to give a huge shout out to Ann Cooper from Melbourne, Alexandra Nicolay, Romania, Simon James from Melbourne again, and my great friends Ali and Ajay, who we did a lot of cupping sessions together. Alex, Ann, and Simon have helped me so much in my coffee journey that I'll always be grateful for that. So definitely follow their work and love you guys for sure. What I genuinely feel is that anybody who's into coffee should definitely look at Q grading as a place where you can learn a lot, you can hone your skills, you can test yourself a lot. For me, Q grading examination, that particular room where I was standing and doing the examination, was extremely meditative, and that actually challenged me a lot. So my suggestion would be definitely go for it, but have a structure, have a why towards it, have a goal, have a technique, have a strategy with it. So that's my closing point for this video. So it's been over a couple of months that we've been uploading videos on YouTube. We are going to keep working a lot towards the same thing. It would be great if you subscribe this. Please follow our YouTube channel. There's going to be a lot of coffee stuff, a lot of new collaborations coming up, and I would really appreciate if you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you so much.